Okay, I love Pokémon, but it's too easy. So let's play at half the expected level for a second. Specifically, let's fight the Paldea Elite Four at half the level of their aces. First is Rika, who leads Whiscash as I lead Wooper. Wooper has an air balloon and water absorb. Because of this, Rika can only kill with a Future Sight and Blizzard. And because Future Sight ticks a few times, we end up falling to a Blizzard. Next up is Honda, who can hit with a Spite thanks to a Choice Scarf to drain all of Blizzard's PP. After they fall, I need to get in some chip damage with Impidimp, who hits with a Fake Out and a Sucker Punch before going down. Next up, Croagunk. Now if you've been paying attention, you'll notice the Whiscash can't hit me with any move but Future Sight anymore, thanks to Air Balloon and Dry Skin. So it's time to shine brightly with a Dark Terror, which reminds me of the transformation from Cardcaptor Sakura, and set up a Nasty Plot. After 3 Nasty Plots and a substitute, I have a few more steps before I can sweep. First, I need to Encore them into an Earth Power, and then Baton Pass to Flittle, who holds an Air Balloon. This allows me to set up 2 agilities, which, thanks to Flittle's speed boost ability, gets me to +6. From here I pass back to Croagunk, and then Encore them into a move not called Future Sight. This allows me to safely Baton Pass to Frostmoth, who can finish off Whiscash with an Ice Beam. Next up is Camerupt, who despite not being weak to it also gets killed. Donphan's Sturdy is a potential problem and the reason I needed Substitute, but nope, they just get frozen. Lastly, Dugtrio is no threat, and Clodsire wasn't given unaware and therefore cannot stop me. But because Scarlet and Violet lets you switch Pokemon in between League members, I can re-optimize my team but can't keep all the EXP I just won. This is dumb, but whatever, it's a feature Game Freak added. Whatever, next up is a violation of child labor laws. She leads Copperaja as I lead Mimikyu. I set up a charm but Poppy just sets up Stealth Rock to annoy me. After another charm, Mimikyu goes down even with Disguise, so a second Mimikyu has to finish the job and get their attack to -6. I had Baby Doll Eyes, but it wasn't necessary. Whatever, next up is Cloyster, who can set up a bunch of iron defenses. This is really free thanks to Shell Armor, meaning I can do 2 things after healing up with Rest. 1. Set up Spikes. This is self-explanatory. 2. Stall Copperaja out of Heavy Slam. This lowers their damage even further, allowing me to sacrifice an Impidimp and pivot into a second Cloyster. This one can't heal with leftovers, but is again safe to set up 3 iron defenses and heal with Rest. But from there we differ, because now I have to set up 3 Shell Smashes and 2 more iron defenses, giving me +6 attack, defense, and speed. From here I rest up, get the absurd image of terrestrializing while asleep, and kill with a Fire Terror Blast. Next up, Bronzong, who clearly isn't heat-proof. Corviknight is no threat, Magnezone's Sturdy is broken, and Tinkaton isn't exactly a ton of whack. Alright, next up is some sort of Game Freak employee who leads Tropius as I lead Impidimp. From here, since I'm a fairy type, Larry can either kill with Solar Beam or Air Slash, but not Dragon Pulse. If they use Air Slash, I have to disable it with Gardevoir, but they use Solar Beam, so from here any of my Pokemon can Encore him into Solar Beam, protect against the Solar Beam, and then switch to Impidimp, who sends a Choice Scarf in the direction before dying to a Solar Beam. This works because the Prankster ability is absurdly OP. Now, if I protect every other turn, Tropius cannot hit me. This lets me set up 3 agilities with Hawlucha, and then Baton Pass to Jumpluff, who sets up a substitute. From there, I can Baton Pass to Titan, and set up a Belly Drum as substitute protects me from Solar Beam. That was a bit more complicated than it needed to be, but it's fine, whatever. Titan used Terra Blast. Staraptors Intimidate can't save them, Altaria's made out of paper, Oricorio is no threat, and Flamigo can't touch me. The Life Orb chip is getting a bit close though. Whatever, next up is some art professor. First I use a Scary Face to slow Noivern down, but this sadly takes my Impidimp's life. But I have more sacrifices where that came from. I actually have to help him out by tricking a Wide Lens to avoid Air Slash misses because Noivern sucks. Next up is Jolteon, who can hit with a Yawn before falling to a Dragon Pulse. Next up is Icy Rock Snova, who falls to a Dragon Pulse as Noivern falls asleep. And that one turn of sleep is also Titan needs to set up a Belly Drum. Now with Slash Rush and +6 attack, we can cook. A terrestrialized Titan in the snow might be the coolest thing I've ever seen in a Pokemon game. I mean, look at them. Terra Blast, go! Noivern falls and next is Haxorus. Terra Blast. Dragalge, Terra Blast. Flapple, Terra Blast. And finally, in the ultimate duel between terrestrialized Pokemon, Baxcalibur falls to a Terra Blast. Pokemon shining brightly in my eyes and in their blood in a room full of nothing but snow and ice and hail and death. Shards of Terra Gems flying everywhere. If you've enjoyed this video, consider liking, commenting, and subscribing so I know to make more like it. But last is the weakest champion in the franchise, so you know we have a shot. She leads a Spathra as I protect with Spiritomb. Because of Spiritom's pressure ability, this takes 2 PP from Dazzling Gleam. From here I live a Dazzling Gleam with a Focus Sash and then hit with a Spite, draining a total of 6 PP from a Spathra. And with one final protect, a Spathra is out of time. They can no longer hit a Ghost Dark type. This is quite good for Sableye, who can slow them down with Low Sweep, Encore them into Quick Attack, disable Quick Attack, and then Encore them into Reflect. This lets Impidimp trick a Choice Scarf. And from here, since the Gen 9 AI refuses to switch ever, it's GG. I switched to Scyther, who can set up 3 Agility, 3 Sword Stance, and a Substitute. But the sweeper of the day is Pawmot, whose Brick Break shatters a Spathra's Reflect, giving me free reign to sweep with my team. Next up is Gogoat, who falls to a close combat and it's not even close. Even less close is King Gambit with a 4x weakness. Veluza forces me into some varieties I kill with a Thunder Punch. Avalugg is another one-shot with close combat, and Glamora— wait, why isn't Glamora your lead? Whatever, close combat sends shards of poison my way and shards of terror her way. GG Geeta. Well, that was fun. If you think I screwed up my strategies anywhere, I'd love to hear how to improve them. But from there, I'm Lightheart, and I want to know what you think the coolest thing you've ever done in Pokemon is in terms of aesthetics, because mine is definitely Terrace Titan in the snow.